Sports fans, and welcome to a very special edition of Scott Sports 101, the 2019 NFL Draft. Yes, the big day has arrived. It is draft day. I am on location for this podcast at the Murphy House, home of my really good friends, Matt and Katie Murphy, and my special guest is none other than my really good friend, one of my best friends, Matt Murphy, and we're going to be with you throughout the night, through all 32 picks of this first round. And we're going to get to all that in just a sec. But here is today's Scott Sports 101 NFL Draft Trivia question. Jim Kelly was taken in the 14th pick of round one. What year was that? I'll have it later on the broadcast, the answer to that.
That was a famous draft.
Yes, that was. Yes, it was.
A lot of good stuff.
Yes. The big day has finally arrived, and yes, I said it is draft day. It's round one of the 2019 NFL Draft in Nashville, Tennessee. You can watch it on ABC, ESPN, or NFL Network. As you know, the Browns do not have a pick in the first round, and that's for the first time since 1990, but they do have the number 49 pick overall in round two, which that will be their first pick tomorrow, unless they would try to trade up and get back into the first round, which that is highly unlikely, Dorsey said. But the big question is, who are the Browns going to take with pick number 49? Now, a lot of people are saying a safety. Some sources saying a cornerback.
Could go either way.
Yeah.
I could even see, they didn't fully commit to Greg Robinson. I mean, that's who they want for this year, but it was only a one-year deal. If there's a left tackle there that Dorsey likes, I could see him pulling the trigger there. Linebacker's another spot that could absolutely be addressed. And I wouldn't I don't know, I'm 50-50, but I wouldn't be surprised if they came back into the first round.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Fifth-year option in the first round.
Yes,
and with everyone coming up, they've got to pay. That might be worth it for Dorsey.
One possibility, according to Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com, is safety Jawan Thornhill out of Virginia University. He's got some good ball skills, and he put up some big numbers with Virginia last year, and he could really get into the mesh and hopefully eventually become the starting safety. But another possibility, I feel, is Justin Lane out of Michigan State. And he could, yes, and I really feel he could play alongside Denzel Ward in the backfield, because he put up some big numbers with Michigan State last year. And now the Browns have picks in round two, which is number 49. They also have it in round three, number 80, round four, number 19. Now 5, they have 144 via the Jaguars, and 155 and 170 via the Patriots, and that's in I think round number 5. That is round 5. Round 6, 189, and round 7, that is 221. This will all lead up to pick number 254, mystery relevant. But the Browns, I don't think are going to make a big splash in this draft with all the moves they made during this offseason. The Browns only got their first pick when they made that trade for Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Now, what were your thoughts on that? I know he's going to be a valuable addition to this team.
Well, it was like Christmas Day early,
Yes.
A lot of us were celebrating like it was we won the Super Bowl when we got him.
Yeah.
Arguably top 3 wide receiver in the league. There's been a lot to do about his personality, but I've only ever seen a passionate guy who wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I think him and Baker will be unbelievable together. And you look at the first round. I mean, people say the Browns don't have a first-round pick, but he was our first-round pick, and there's no way you're going to find anyone
exactly
at 17 that's worth its weight
exactly.
So I'm very excited about it. It's going to be interesting because Dorsey. You remember Dorsey at the start of free agency?
Yes.
He came out and said, they might be a year away. He's not going to make the big splash. They're going to be conservative.
True.
And he signed Kareem Hunt. He went after Odell. So there's a lot of people who say that he'll let the draft come to him, but there's also a lot of people who think that he's so super aggressive, which he's been.
Yes, exactly.
And, he's not going to let.
I agree.
He's not going to let sit back while everyone else is doing stuff.
Yeah.
He's really aggressive. Because the two guys you want to look out for, Duke Johnson.
Yeah, and that's possibly that they could be trading him.
Yep.
He has asked to possibly be traded or get a new contract.
Yep.
And the other thing is, though, the Browns also need someone to play in the defensive backfield behind Demarius Randall. And
Yep.
yeah, but that could end up being Kareem Hunt.
Yep.
And after he comes back from his suspension. Now, before I'll get to the Arizona in the first pick in a minute, but Chris Harris is looking to get out of Denver.
I saw that.
And boy, would he!
Funny.
Yeah, and he would be a great on this Browns team. But I feel Dorsey is not going to want to make that trade for Harris, and it would have to be a big trade move.
And he wants to get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's a great player, but you do have to start thinking. And they're in great shape, but you do have to start thinking.
Yeah.
You look at what Frank Clark just got, who was traded to the Chiefs, $100 million. You're looking at Myles Garrett in a couple of years.
Exactly.
Big deal.
Exactly.
Baker's going to be the highest paid quarterback when his time is up, if everything pans out the way it does with him. So there's guys that are going to have to be paid in the next couple of years. So
yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have to wait. But I feel, and they're just not going to. Dorsey is not going to want to make a big trade move and to get us, because I mean, the Browns do have 49, unless they would trade up to get back in the first round. But do they put the gas on and spend the money, or do they put the brake on and just stay with pick number 49?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
It's going to be. It is going to be. And the Browns have signed wide receiver Ishmael Hyman. He has participated in the team's minicamp this week on a tryout basis. Hyman, 6 feet, 196 pounds, and officially in his first NFL season out of James Madison. Hyman helped JMU capture the 2016 FCS National Championship while recording 29 receptions, 408 yards, and 4 touchdowns as a senior. Most recently, Hyman was a member of the Orlando Apollos of the Alliance American Football League, and he is a native of Manoplan, New Jersey. Now, I think he's going to be a valuable addition to this team. I really think he.
Well, it'll be interesting because Landry.
Yeah.
Of course, Odell.
Yes,
Odell,
exactly.
Landry, and then Higgins, they resigned. He's back. Well, Callaway too. Look at what Callaway did. I mean, I think you've got 4 guys, but there'll be a battle for that.
You're right. You're right. I think there will be.
But we're getting close to the draft now. Who were the Cardinals taking at 1?
Well, the Cardinals have the first pick, as you mentioned, overall pick. The big question is who is going to go first, and who is Arizona going to take? Now, media sources say they think it's either going to be quarterback Nick Bosa of Ohio State or quarterback Kyler Murray out of Oklahoma.
Yep.
Those have been the 2 most recent talked about. And a lot of sources are saying Kyler Murray.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Because I think some sources are saying the Jets are going to take Bosa with the 3rd pick in the first round, with their first pick, because they got number 3.
Yep.
So it could be Kyler Murray. And now Browns GM John Dorsey ranks 4th in the NFL in general manager power rankings. He is one of the.
Did that
article,
didn't he?
Yes, he did, and he has been one of the most aggressive managers, GMs in this league. Because he is with all the moves with getting Odell Beckham, Sheldon Richardson from Baltimore, Oliver Vernon from the Giants, and also we got Kareem Hunt, and he is just a genius.
Yes.
And now with the regular season schedule being out and having 2 Monday night games, week 2 against the Jets. Week 4, week 5 against 49ers, excuse me. And
Thursday night versus Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so we have a Sunday night game, which is the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
Following 2 back-to-back primetime games. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it feels to me like they're loading up the Browns early.
Yeah, and
they want to see what this team is made of. It's nothing like. That Rams game is going to be insane. That's going to be a very, very, very good game. But it's going to be interesting to see how they gel.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Because I think the season really sets up in the back half of the Browns.
Yeah.
Not anything could change. Teams you think aren't going to be very good might end up being really good. But I think.
You're right.
They've got 4 of their 6 division games in the second half of the season. So I think getting Kareem Hunt back, hopefully, that would be a big help. We're ready to make the first pick.
And the draft is there's just a few seconds away from getting underway, and I think that's right. But we also have a 2 4-25 starts and a 4-05 starts. We have like 3 of them. And week 8, I feel that's going to be the Browns' biggest test of the season when they play the New England Patriots.
Oh yeah.
That's
the
going to
4 o'clock game.
Yeah, and
That'll be good.
the home crowd, I think, is going to be a factor to see who wins that one. I think it's going to come down to the fourth quarter on the final 4 minutes to see who gets the win in that
Well,
one.
let's just hope everyone's healthy.
Yeah,
and
especially we got to keep Baker Mayfield healthy. Yeah. Right now we have the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 NFL Draft Trivia question. Jim Kelly was taken with the 14th pick of round 1. What year was that? Matt, do you want to take a crack at the question before
I think it was 1981.
You are close. You're a couple years old. It was 1983.
Oh, okay.
Kelly was the third of 6 quarterbacks that the backs taken in the first round of the 1983 NFL Draft. I have another trivia question on my next podcast, probably on tomorrow when I'm for round 2, which I'll be back on the usual set, and so stay tuned for that. And now, this is really going to be an interesting draft, but I have some because we'll have to wait till tomorrow, but for the Browns' first pick in round 2. But here we 10 most possible players. Well, I've already mentioned Justin Lane, and also
possibility.
Yeah, and
the guy from not Virginia.
Thornhill, Juwan Thornhill. I've already mentioned them. But another one is defensive lineman Dramont Jones out of Ohio State.
Defensive line draft.
Yeah, defensive line, and he put up some big numbers with the Buckeyes last year. He really did. Offensive tackle Greg Little of Ole Miss. He can really run the pocket. He really can. Cornerback David Long of Michigan, out of Michigan. And he put up some decent numbers. I mean, I'm not going to say that they're great, but he put up some decent ones. Linebacker Mack Wilson of Alabama. He put up some big numbers with Alabama last year. And even though Clemson just shut down Alabama on a national championship game. Safety Taylor Rapp of Washington, and he put up some big numbers in Washington last year. Offensive tackle Chuma Ndaga of USC, and he really made a splash last year with some big numbers with USC with the Trojans. Offensive tackle Titus Howard of Alabama State, and he put up some quite a few big numbers. He put up some very big ones. I wouldn't say extremely big, but and defensive back Chauncey Gardner Johnson of Florida. Now he really put up some big numbers. He really made some great plays with Florida last year. And linebacker Bobby Orlake of Stanford. He put up some decent numbers too. But those are just some possibilities that I had written down. And now. And I just feel this is going to be an interesting draft, and we're going to be with you throughout the night, but we have just about another minute to go with this segment, and then we'll take a break, and we'll come right back with you. We're almost, and it's being held in Nashville for the very first time, and
weather issues.
Yeah.
They could have postponed it, but
now I think it's good that we don't have a pick in the first round, because the last few years we've had the first pick overall, and we've made. Some have been good, some have been not, and
they've all been
and
last year. But it is a weird feeling, right?
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling.
Now, it is very weird. Now, the Raiders could be training up with Arizona for the first pick, but with San Francisco has the second pick, just at the third. Oakland does have the fourth unless they trade up. Tampa has the fifth pick. The Giants have the sixth and also the 17th they got from us.
Right.
And Jacksonville's got the 7th, Detroit with the 8th, Buffalo with the 9th, Denver with the 10th, Cincinnati with the 11th, Green Bay with the 12th, Miami with the 13th, Atlanta with the 14th, Washington with the 15th, Carolina number 16. I already mentioned the Giants number 17. Minnesota with number 18. Number 19 was Tennessee. Pittsburgh with the 20th, Seattle with the 21st, Baltimore with the 22nd, Houston the 23rd. Oakland, I think got one from Chicago, so Chicago doesn't have a pick in the first round. Philadelphia with the 25th, Indianapolis with the 26th. Dallas does not have one in the first round. Oakland has that one, number 27. Chargers with the 28th. Seattle from the KC does not have one in the first round. I guess Seattle's ready for that one. Green Bay They have one, but they traded 30 with New Orleans Rams number